Across the world, in countless churches and chapels, statues of the Virgin Mary stand quietly, watching over those who enter. They are not just decorations or works of art. For millions of people, they are sacred symbols of love, comfort, and protection. These statues often sit in silence, surrounded by candles, flowers, and the prayers of the faithful. Many people come to these holy places to find peace, to reflect, or to pour out their hearts in prayer. For generations, these statues have been a constant reminder that Mary, the mother of Jesus, is close to her children and always ready to listen. But every now and then, something happens that shakes the ordinary stillness. Imagine walking into a church on a quiet evening. The flickering of candles lights the room. Shadows dance along the stone walls, and there is a deep silence all around. Suddenly, you notice something unusual. The statue of Mary before you seems different. Her eyes, which you thought were carved in stone or molded in plaster, appear to open. Her face, usually still and expressionless, seems alive with gentle compassion. For a moment, you are not sure if your eyes are deceiving you, but then it happens again. It is as if the Virgin herself is reaching out through the statue, reminding you that you are never alone. Stories like these have been told for centuries. Many people dismiss them as legends, rumors, or tricks of the imagination. Yet in our modern age, where cameras are everywhere, some of these moments have been caught on video. Footage has surfaced of statues moving, blinking, or even shedding tears. These images have spread across the globe, sparking debate between believers and skeptics. Some say these are miracles, signs of divine presence in the world. Others argue they are optical illusions, tricks of light, or the human mind playing games. But whether miracle or mystery, these events leave a deep impression on everyone who sees them. One of the most famous moments, often referred to as miraculous, happened in a quiet church where a statue of Mary appeared to slowly open its eyes. At first, the video shows nothing unusual. The statue's face is calm, serene, and still. But then, almost imperceptibly, the eyelids lift. The eyes look alive, full of tenderness and strength. People who witnessed this event described feeling overwhelmed. Some said chills ran down their spines. Others described a sense of comfort, as if they were being gently reminded that heaven is watching over them. The video spread quickly, drawing millions of views for the faithful. It was a reminder of the possibility of miracles. For skeptics, it was a puzzle waiting for scientific explanation. But this was not the only story. In the bustling city of Karachi, something extraordinary began many years ago. A small group of devoted Christians gathered regularly to honor the Virgin Mary. Their devotion was simple, but over time it grew and spread beyond their own community. Hindus, Zoroastrians, and people of other faiths began to join in. What started as a small Christian devotion became an interfaith practice, a powerful symbol of unity in a divided world. In this atmosphere of shared prayer, something remarkable happened. A statue of the Virgin Mary was said to have moved during one of the gatherings. Witnesses described her eyes slowly opening and closing, almost as though Mary herself was acknowledging the devotion of the people before her. For many, it was a sign that faith can unite, heal, and inspire across boundaries. In the quiet countryside of Vietnam, another story has captured hearts for decades. On a hilltop, far from the noise of cities, stands a lone statue of the Virgin Mary. She gazes peacefully over the landscape, bathed in sunlight at dawn and dusk. Over the years, this statue has become a place of pilgrimage. Visitors climb the hill seeking guidance, healing, and hope. Many who come here report unforgettable experiences. Some claim to have seen the statue glow in the twilight. Others speak of visions or overwhelming feelings of peace. Stories of healings and answered prayers have spread widely, drawing more and more pilgrims. One of the most striking reports was of the statue's form appearing to move, almost as though it were alive. For those who witnessed it, the moment blurred the line between the ordinary and the divine. The atmosphere of the place itself seemed transformed. The rustling of leaves, the mountain breeze, and the presence of the statue all combined to create a sense that heaven was near. For pilgrims who leave this site, the memory stays with them, a source of strength and faith long after their visit. In New Mexico, another statue of the Virgin Mary became the center of worldwide attention when parishioners noticed something astonishing. The statue, located at Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church, appeared to shed tears. What made this even more extraordinary was that it was not just a one-time occurrence. Over several months, The statue wept multiple times. Visitors who saw the tears described being deeply moved. Some wept themselves, overwhelmed by what they believed was a sign of compassion from heaven. The local diocese began an investigation. Experts examined the bronze statue carefully, searching for hidden mechanisms or tricks, but nothing was found. The inside of the statue contained nothing but cobwebs. No scientific explanation could fully account for the tears. For many, this was a miracle, a reminder that Mary shares in the sorrows of her children and offers comfort in times of pain. Not all of the stories are about weeping. Some are stranger still. In a small village chapel, a carved statue of the Virgin Mary, long admired for its serene expression, seemed to yawn. Worshippers described watching as the statue's lips parted slightly, as though tired or stretching. The sight left them speechless for years. The statue had stood as a quiet presence of comfort, but in that moment, the ordinary became extraordinary. News spread quickly beyond the village. Some believed the yawn was a divine sign, a gentle reminder to awaken spiritually. Others argued it was likely a trick of light or perception, yet for those who witnessed it, the memory was powerful. The statue, usually silent and still, had come alive in a way that touched their hearts. Another famous story comes from Ireland, where reports of a moving statue became a global sensation. At a Marian shrine, a woman named Kathy O'Mahony was taking an evening walk with her daughters. As they paused to say a prayer at a small grotto, one of the girls noticed the statue of Mary seemed to shift, almost as if breathing. Kathy soon noticed it too. She described it as mesmerizing, deeply moving, and unforgettable. Word spread rapidly. Visitors poured into the small town from all over the world. Hotels filled, restaurants overflowed, and news reporters arrived in droves. Some pilgrims claimed to see even more unusual details, like changes in the statue's face or reflections that seemed alive. Scientists studied the phenomenon, suggesting that lighting effects may have caused an optical illusion, but for the faithful, no explanation could take away the awe they felt. The small shrine became a place of pilgrimage, a symbol of how mystery can transform an ordinary place into a global destination. One of the most striking accounts in recent times came from Argentina. In a small parish, parishioners were gathered in quiet prayer when the statue of the Virgin Mary appeared to open her eyes. The faithful who witnessed this moment described it with awe and trembling. At first, they thought they were imagining it. They rubbed their eyes, blinked, and looked again. But the statue continued to change. The eyelids, carved in stillness for years, seemed to shift and rise, revealing eyes that looked alive, filled with compassion and strength. Some people fell to their knees in prayer, convinced they were in the presence of a miracle. Others, unsure, simply watched in silence, their hearts racing. News spread beyond the parish walls. Videos and photographs were shared, sparking debates worldwide. Was this a miracle? Was it a trick of the light? Could it be explained by science? The church, cautious as always, urged patience and discernment. But for those who were there, no explanation could erase what they had seen. They felt as though heaven itself had opened its eyes upon them, reminding them that the Virgin Mary is not distant, but close, watchful, compassionate, and present. Italy too has been the home of many extraordinary stories, and one in particular captured the attention of both faithful and curious visitors alike. In a quiet Italian town, a statue of Mary began to weep, tears that streamed down her cheeks. Witnesses described seeing clear drops glisten in the light, rolling down her face like human tears. Word of the event spread like wildfire, drawing crowds to the site. Many came with rosaries in hand, whispering prayers as they approached the statue. Some wept openly, overcome with emotion. Others simply stood in stunned silence. Investigators tried to find explanations. Could it be condensation? Could someone have placed liquid on the statue?